Coming up tonight, former Speaker of Ghana's Parliament, Mike Okoye, says minority has no locus to demand a declaration of 4 seats vacant in Parliament.
Accra Circuit Court charged Prophet Salifu Amako, his wife, and another with 1 count of permitting an unlicensed person to drive.
Also coming up in the bulletin, shutdown of 560 megawatt Suno Nasogli power plant to affect power distribution in parts of the country.
Coming up in business news, Chamber of Petroleum Consumers urges increased fuel station inspections amid allegations of short-changing consumers.
And on the international front, fire kills 147 people after fuel tanker crash in Nigeria. We have details of all these stories and more. In fact, you need to be part of the show. Let's hear what you make of the many stories we have for you tonight.
We begin from the eastern region, and less than a week after government deployed military men to burn chaffans and smoke out illegal miners on the Birim River, the Galamseyers are back. Drone footage from a freelance journalist, Galamsey, showed images of work on the same river.
Thursday, October 10, Operation Halt started as part of government's renewed effort to clamp down on Galamsey. At the time, some 18 chaffans and 10 industrial water pumping machines were burnt by the task force on the Birim River in Etiwa East and West District. No arrests were made as the illegal miners got wind of the deployment and fled. Commander of the operations, Colonel Eric Tenadu, said the military will be stationed there for about 2 weeks to ensure compliance.
So far as you are on our water bodies or you are along the water bodies, you are our target. We are trying to clear all of them from our water bodies to make sure that our water bodies return to the normal color that we are all looking for. So the immediate assignment is estimated to last for about 2 weeks. Then after that, we'll know what to do next, or depending on the instructions and the directives that we'll receive after that one.
Latest drone footage taken on Monday, October 14, shows that the work has commenced on the river with new chaffan equipment. In the new video, the drone shot reviewed human activities on the river. Speaking in a telephone interview, the chairman of the Fantiakwa North District Security Council, Ernest Ofosu, said the Operation Halt exercise by the military is still in force in the Achim enclave to ward off miners on water bodies as directed by government.
To our headline story now, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, is expected to rule on the petition that seeks to declare the seats of 4 members of Parliament vacant. The petition, brought forth by former Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu, has stirred significant debate within the chamber. Haruna Idrisu's petition challenges the position of 3 majority MPs and 1 minority MP from his own NDC. The Speaker, Alban Bagbin, after a heated exchange of viewpoints, decided to defer his ruling. He emphasized the need for more time to carefully consider the constitutional implications and to ensure that his decision would be both comprehensive and just. Now, one of the members of Parliament who is going independent in the Memphis Central constituency, specifically Peter Yao Kwache Aka, has joined us on Zoom for a quick chat regarding the latest decision by a member of the NDC in the person of Haruna Idrisu asking that his seat be declared vacant. Honorable, a very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on News 360.
Thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers and listeners. Thank you very much.
I'm sure you were in Parliament yesterday and followed the conversation regarding the 4 seats that the Speaker has been petitioned to declare vacant, one of which being yours. What do you make of it? How did you feel in the first place, knowing that there is a threat to your seat before the current House rises?
I must say, let me just greet my constituents. I'm in Fifth Central. That I miss them very much. Very soon I'll join them to go around and campaign and tell people what I want to do for them. I think you mentioned the argument that went on yesterday concerning the MPs who have filed for independent. I'm one of them, and I believe that to every action there is a reaction. And so if I filed for independent, I believe that there's going to be a reaction to it. And it should be equal. As we learned in science, says action and reaction are equal and opposite. So I believe that there's a precedent. I mean, I was in the 7th Parliament when the former MP, the current second deputy speaker, also went on the same tangent. His seat was declared vacant by the then Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Michael Quay. And so there is a precedent, but we do not know what the current Speaker also is going to do. He is an experienced man.
But do you agree that the call or the petition is justified, that immediately you declare your intentions to the extent that you have even filed to contest as an independent candidate, that inadvertently means that your seat should be declared vacant? You agree with that position at least?
As I said, there are schools of thought. I've heard 2 schools of thought, eminent lawyers arguing these things out. So it depends on the decision of the Speaker. It doesn't mean that if you have a case in court, 2 judges will judge the same case the same way.
Right.
It doesn't follow that. It depends on the individual. So that's why I say that if I knew that what is going to, then there's no point. But it could happen that this current Speaker is going to take the line of the previous Speaker, or that he will try to use a different means. But as a layman, I'm an engineer, I'm not a lawyer. But I think as a legislator, sometimes we read these things and we understand. My simple understanding is that during Liman's time, there was this cross-carpeting of MPs that you could from one place go to the other by just crossing the maze and going to the other side, or declaring that you are no more for this political party, you want to go to the other side.
Okay.
And I think the framers of this constitution realized that that could be a problem. So they inserted that before you can join another political party, you need to resign your seat, and then the seat will be vacant, and then it will be contested for. If you win, then you go to the other side. That was to break up some checks. So this one, I believe that if somebody has declared to go as an independent candidate, he's talking about the next Parliament and not this one. Like in my case, I've not decided to resign from my party. I'm still with the NDC. So now if there's a vote today and there's a whip, I'm going to go with the NDC.
Right.
There's no doubt about it, because I have declared my intention in the next Parliament that I do not want to go as an MP for the NDC, and that I'll go as an independent.
Okay.
So I believe that it depends on the interpretation that one will give to this one. But if
we all await that interpretation, Honourable. Thank you for at least giving us clarity and your position on this. Peter Yao Kwachi Aka is a Member of Parliament for the Memphis Central constituency. Tomorrow, we all await to hear what the Speaker's position or ruling will be regarding the call or the petition to him to declare some seats vacant. Still on this subject, though, let's engage the thoughts of former Speaker of Parliament himself, Professor Aaron Michael Quay, who was the Speaker of the 7th Parliament. It was during his leadership of the House that the Fomena constituency seat was declared vacant. So he's joined us on phone to at least pick his thoughts on the current debate in the House of Parliament. Honorable Professor Mike Okoye, good evening and thank you for joining us on News 360.
Well, thank you very much.
Great. You declared the Fomena constituency seat vacant when the NPP drew your attention to the fact that one of their own had decided to contest as an independent candidate. There is a similar development in Parliament where 4 MPs have decided to contest as independent candidates. It is only fair that, based on your precedents, the current Speaker should also declare those 4 seats vacant. You would agree, right?
No, it's not that simple. In fact, in order to understand this matter clearly, you have to give it a purposive interpretation. And if you want to give it a purposive interpretation, then you must know, ask yourself, but where is this coming from at all in our Constitution? It is coming from 1979 Constitution and 1969 Constitution. Why did it start at all? Because in the Nkrumah regime, there was this practice of carpet crossing. People moving for the political party that they belong to upon inducement, upon fear, and so on and so forth. It was a tool used in breaking the opposition. Now, so in 1969, the Constitution framers wanted this not to happen again. Therefore, it's a protective measure. It is a shield for political parties so that their members in Parliament will not be induced or move out of their political party out of fear or whatever. If you go to the constitutional 1969 constitution-making proceedings, you will find this there. If you understand, then this is a tool in the hands of political parties to protect them. And that is why when the Fomena case came, the first thing that I did when the political party that the member belonged to complained was to write to the Fomena MP and ask him to explain, and gave him 7 days to do so. That letter was set on him. Oh, good. Then after that, he had an opportunity to defend himself. In fact, he said at that time he was not interested in any such thing. He was concentrating on his campaign.
Okay.
Fine. Having been given the opportunity, then the speech has to take a step. That step was to go by the Constitution. As the report has been made, and also the Constitution of the party that he subscribed to also said that if you campaign against the party, if you hold yourself against the party, if you contest their official candidate, then you forfeit your membership. So the cumulative effect of the NPP Constitution, as they themselves said, signed by the Secretary General of the NPP, was a different matter whatsoever.
Okay,
now,
so Prof, should it be our understanding that the current situation, from what you're saying, the current situation of these 4 members of Parliament is totally different from the Fomena situation? Is that the point you're putting across?
I'm clearly drawing the difference. As of now, what is the political party which has complained? And as of now, where is the opportunity to give those people who complain against a hearing? This one is like an adjudication against them. So you must give them a hearing. Where is the hearing? Okay. And that is what, and you cannot really dismiss that person from Parliament. You cannot take any step against him. You cannot take any punitive action against any human being in Ghana until you have applied the Odi Oteram Partem rule. That is, give him or her a hearing.
All right.
There's no hearing.
All right.
And that is, please, can I finish? I want to land because we need to understand the historicity and the implication of what is happening. And that is why if you compare the present position, you will realize that nobody is being given an opportunity to defend himself or herself. But this is against that particular person. Now, if you make this a common general thing, that it becomes like a motion in Parliament, it will become a very dangerous thing indeed. In fact, it will boomerang against the political party system. Why? Because you can imagine a situation where a party has a big majority in Parliament. It can use this a way of destroying the opposition party. 1, 2, they will bring a complaint that there is some problem with that particular that particular MP, and if the speaker is inclined towards accepting it, then that person will be thrown out of Parliament. It cannot happen like that, and that is what the difference is. The provision inures to the benefit of political parties. A political party has complained. I don't know of any complaint formally by the political party to which these members belong. And also, they need to have an opportunity to defend themselves.
Prof, thank you. Those are two critical points you bring to the conversation. One, someone must make a complaint, and in the case of Formina, the MPP actually drew your attention.
It is not someone. It is
the party. The party, right.
To which the person belongs, yes.
Okay, but Prof, is it stated in law, or is there any legal backing to that the speaker or the party must draw the speaker's attention to it before Article 97 1G is triggered?
It is not a matter of drawing any attention. The political party involved, to whom that provision inures, must make a complaint.
Okay.
The speaker will give that member opportunity to defend himself or herself.
Right.
The speaker will make an adjudication. This is not a motion to be debated upon politically and to be used as a political tool against members of Parliament.
And finally, what if it is an independent candidate not belonging to any political party? What happens in this instance? Because we know that the Formina MP, who is currently an independent candidate, wants to contest on the ticket of the NPP. So what in your estimation, could happen here?
That person is telling you that in future, with regard to the next Parliament, that will be the 9th Parliament, I am going to run together with a particular political party. Who is complaining? But as for now, I'm an independent candidate. And I'll be an independent candidate until the expiration of the term of this particular Parliament. After that, I'm going to be a member for the NPP if I win on their ticket. Who is the complainant here? And that is why you must understand clearly what is this thing all about. This whole provision, if you understand the politics of the First Republic, and the fact that this was put in to protect political parties and to prevent kicking out members of Parliament by way of maneuvering and scheming, then you appreciate this whole thing.
Okay. Professor Aaron Michael Quay, thank you so much for bringing some further perspective to this conversation. Certainly tomorrow is just a few hours away. We'll get to hear what the current Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, would say regarding the petition before him. This is still News 360 on TV3. On to some other stories now.
And in a significant legal development, the National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for Amenfi Central, Joanna Jan Kujo, has been disqualified from contesting in the upcoming 2024 parliamentary elections. This decision comes following an order for interlocutory injunction issued by the High Court in Secondary. The Electoral Commission confirmed the disqualification in a letter addressed to Mrs. Kujo, referencing a lawsuit filed by Jedu Frimpong and 4 others against her, the NDC and the EC. The court's order prohibits Madame Kujo from presenting herself as the duly elected candidate and restricts the NDC and its affiliates from recognizing her as such. The EC emphasized emphasized that it is bound by the court order, which has not been stayed or vacated. As the political landscape shifts, it remains to be seen how the NDC will respond to this setback and who will emerge as the candidate for the Amenfi Central seat. Already, the incumbent NDC MP for the area, Peter Yao Kwachaka, is contesting as an independent candidate.
All right, let's go on to some other stories now. And an Accra Circuit Court has charged Prophet Elisha Salifu Amako, his wife, and another with one count of permitting an unlicensed person to drive. Prophet Amako and his wife are parents of the 16-year-old responsible for an accident at East Legon, leading to the death of 2 persons. There's more on this report.
Prophet Elisha Salifu, his wife Muha, and Linda Bonsubempa, an employee of the other brother of the minor driver, pleaded not guilty to the charge of permitting an unlicensed person to drive. In court on Wednesday, the trio were handed a 50,000 cedi bail with 2 sureties each. Prosecution noted that per the facts of the case, while celebrating the 25th birthday of his elder brother, Elion Amwako, Miss Bonsubempa allegedly gave the key to a Jaguar F-Pace sports SUV owned by Mrs. Amwako to the juvenile driver, although she knew the minor driver was not licensed to drive. The 16-year-old boy is allegedly to have driven the vehicle with another passenger, a friend, heading towards the Baoleshi direction on the Jani Ashi Street. Upon reaching a section of the road at the Mensa Wood Avenue junction, he drove into the rear of an Acura 4x4 vehicle. The impact propelled both vehicles across the road into a fence wall of a nearby house. Both vehicles caught fire and got burnt beyond recognition. 2 occupants of the Acura, namely Justine Agbenu and Mame Jomo Boateng, both 12 years of age, were trapped in the burning vehicle and lost their lives as a result. The juvenile driver and the 2 other occupants who survived the crash are currently on admission at the University of Ghana Medical Center.
An Accra High Court has granted leading member of pressure group Democracy Hub Oliver Bakavomawo a 20,000 cedi bail with 2 sureties. This follows 3 refusals, twice by the Accra Circuit Court and once by the High Court. A report by Lord Edwasari.
Oliver Bakavomawo had been in police custody since his arrest on September 21 after the Stop Galamsey Now protest by Democracy Hub. Despite declining health concerns raised by his lawyers, the Democracy Hub leader was denied bail 3 times. Both judges at the circuits and high courts were concerned that Bakavomawo would further commit offences if granted bail, since he had already done so, though he was on bail for treason felony charge. Justice Aite Amatete, however, ordered for his trial at the circuit courts to commence within 72 hours, failure at which the bail application will then be considered. In court on Wednesday, lead counsel for Oliver Bakavomawo, Dr. Stremsai, indicated that the 72 hours had elapsed and the health of his client was dwindling. He thus prayed the court to grant him bail so he can be well catered for. The court then granted a 20,000 cedis bail with 2 sureties. The judge further indicated that Oliver reports to the police twice a week.
Oliver Bakavomawo and 22 other Democracy Hub protesters are back at the Accra Circuit Court for the continuation of their case. You recall that at the last adjourned days, the presiding judge in the matter ordered the prosecution to file their disclosures as well as their witness statements. We'll see how things will pan out from then onwards. The case has been adjourned to October 24. Lodi Rosari, TV3 News, High Court.
Still in the courts, lawyer for the PNC's flag bearer, Bernard Mona, is hopeful that the Electoral Commission will heed to the advice of the court not to take decisions which will overreach the court's decision. The High Court set Monday, October 21, to determine the fate of the presidential aspirant regarding his status on the ballot sheet. Another report from the courts by Lord Eduasari.
The flag bearer of the People's National Convention, Bernard Mona, filed a judicial review at the High Court against the Electoral Commission, seeking, among others, an order to quash its decision that disqualified him from contesting in the 2024 presidential elections. He is also seeking an order of mandamus to compel the Electoral Commission to clear him as a duly nominated candidate for his party to contest the 2024 election. When the case was called on Wednesday, lead counsel for Mona, Harold Atuguba, prayed the court to order the EC to desist from going ahead with the printing of ballot papers until the court's ruling on the matter. He argued that the commission failed to provide the particulars of the errors made on the form and also did not give him the opportunity to respond to the issues they had raised. But lawyer for the Electoral Commission, Justin Amenuvo, told the court that from the evidence provided by the applicant, he was given an opportunity to correct his errors. The judge adjourned the hearing to Monday, October 21, to rule on the applications. PNC flag bearer Bernard Mona is optimistic about his chances.
Clearly, you see that the EC has no case, but of course they have disqualified us, and the only place we can seek justice is to come to the court, and that is why we are in court. And so once the judge is cleared in his mind and has set 20th for the ruling, we are confident that justice will be served us.
Lawyer Harold Atuguba spoke to the media after the hearing.
But the point is, you cannot sacrifice administrative convenience on the altar of violating constitutional principles. The judge has duly asked the lawyer in court, as an officer of the court, to advise his client, the Electoral Commission, that because of the pendency of this suit and the fact that it's been adjourned to Monday for a ruling, the client, that's the Electoral Commission, who's off counsel, should desist from doing anything that will overreach the decision of this court.
And away from the court, Sunon Asogli Power Ghana Limited has announced the suspension of operations at its 560 megawatt power plant effective Tuesday, October 8, 2024 at 5 p.m. In a statement, the company cited the inability to fund operations due to the Electricity Company of Ghana's failure to meet its overdue payment obligations as the primary reason for this difficult decision.
In a press release, Sunon Asogli expressed regret over the shutdown, emphasizing that it has always been considerate in its dealings with ECG and the Ghanaian government. Unlike other independent power producers, the company has refrained from invoicing ECG for accrued idle capacity charges, demonstrating a commitment to collaboration. Despite this, ECG's outstanding debts to Sunon Asogli have reached a staggering $259 million, excluding fuel costs, as of the end of September 2024. The company reported a significant increase in its debt, with a 23% rise in the net balance between January and September 2024. Additionally, only 22.6% of the invoices for this period have been settled by ECG through the cash waterfall mechanism. The suspension of the power plant is expected to have widespread implications for electricity supply in the country, raising concerns about potential power shortages.
Now, Rona Motors, the official distributor of Kia vehicles in Ghana, has unveiled a special edition of the Kia Sportage to commemorate the model's 30th anniversary in the country. The 2024 Sportage 30th anniversary edition is a limited-run model that highlights the SUV's evolution and Kia's commitment to innovation.
Introduced in Ghana in 1994, the Kia Sportage has become a popular choice among Ghanaian drivers. Over the years, the model has undergone significant transformation to meet evolving customer preferences.
The all-new Sportage we have today has become synonymous with dependability and innovation. The 2023 Sportage stands tall as a veteran with 30 years of exploration behind it.
From the first generation, the Kia Sportage has grown into a global bestseller, selling over 7 million units across 5 generations. The 30th anniversary edition Sportage is designed to provide a more comfortable, safe and luxurious driving experience. Acoustic lamented glass, reinforced safety features with 8 airbags, exclusive interior color options and premium materials are just a few of the upgrades included in this special edition.
We gave a special color rims, which is diamond black alloy rims. We put some gold chrome accents on it. The interior now has leather and Alcantara perforated seats in a unique color. You only get that color on the 30th anniversary edition.
For our customers who can't pay outright, we have an in-house payment plan where you do a deposit and the balance is spread for a period. If you want a longer period, we've got financial institutions we work with. We can link you up.
A customer shares her experience with Kia Sportage.
It's a very reliable car. I've had my Generation 3 for, 12, 13 years. No issues, and I now have a 5th generation. It's just good value. And the company itself, they're very friendly and helpful people.
Only 30 units of the 30th anniversary edition Sportage are available in Ghana, making it a highly sought-after vehicle. The first 5 owners have already taken delivery of their new SUVs.
In more news tonight, stakeholders at the Employment Association Program Africa Summit are pushing for increased attention to mental health of staff to improve productivity. The event by Supreme Healthcare Management Services forms part of activities to mark mental health awareness in Ghana.
The initiative, which aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, specifically SDG 3, 8 and 17, seeks to highlight the urgent need to prioritize mental health and well-being of employees. The Managing Director of Supreme Healthcare Management Services, Patience Osekre, highlighted the needs for employers to embrace and raise awareness on mental health.
Mental health now, I would say that has been on the dashboard now, on the business agenda. Employers are more embracing mental health in the workplace. There is still a lot of work to be done in terms of stigma, in terms of raising awareness about mental health. And even you know, the difference between mental health and mental illness, people just get it confused. Because sometimes when you talk about mental health, they think, you know, this mad person on the street. But when we talk about mental health, we're talking about our mind space.
Speaking at the 5th edition, the Chief Executive Officer for the Mental Health Authority, Professor Pinaman Apau, outlined government's initiative for mental health.
The authority, in collaboration with key stakeholders, has been actively promoting for the establishment of employee assistance programs across ministries, departments, agencies, and private sector organizations. These programs offer mental health support to employees through counseling services, stress management workshops, and referral pathways to professional care.
This year's summit was on the theme Mental Capital, enhancing socioeconomic growth and development through cutting-edge mental health and well-being initiatives.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. We'll be back with the latest in the world of business right after this.
You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
I love President Charcoal. Why?
When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste.
That's both charcoal and lemon.
Oh, does it?
Yes. Look right here.
Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has 2 of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally.
Convinced?
Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smiles. For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal.
I lived at Angloga and I had my basic education at Way, a town in the Volta region of Ghana. When I was at JHS, it wasn't easy for me when it comes to my financial aspect because my mom is a seamstress and as well as a trader, and my dad engages in farming activities. But God being so good, the government of Ghana brought up this free SHS policy. So I'm so happy that the government have brought up this policy that is making me also to have access to secondary education. One day I would like to become like the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. That is, I want to become an economist. He is my role model because I believe he has been one of the best economists ever in the world.
Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia, #1 on the ballot.
Sanlam and Allianz is now Sanlam Allianz, Africa's largest insurer.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
Every child is so unique. You like no other. Outstanding in every way. It's me like no other. So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie.
Thank you, Mommy. I love my Indomie.
This advert is FDA approved.
Miss VIP Magnetic Perfumes.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN.
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights.
Welcome back to News 360. Let's do business now. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, is urging the National Petroleum Authority, the NPA, and the Ghana Standards Authority to enhance routine inspections of fuel stations nationwide. This call to action follows a viral video that alleged that a Goil station at Atimpoku in the eastern region was dispensing less fuel than what customers had paid for.
The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, along with NPA and Ghana Standards Authority officials, visited the site to investigate the claims.
I was happy that the Standards Authority official had already been here since this issue came out. We saw his verification seal that suggests that he had come to check the pumps to be sure that if somebody is buying 1 liter, is 1 liter. 10 Ghana is 10 Ghana. And that for us is some confidence building. And I'm sure that this will continue.
Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amwa, stressed the need for increased inspections.
If we do frequent inspections, you would realize that probably we need to change the machines. Probably the managers at the station are not working well. Probably people are also tampering with the machines to do whatever. For me, if we could do this every week, I'll be happy. The OMCs will need to be firm on their employees or workers so that if there's a misreading, you, the OMC, would even be aware before the consumer comes and gets an issue with whatever you are serving them.
Eastern Regional Manager of the NPA, David Owusukina, encouraged the public to report any suspected discrepancies at fuel pumps for immediate action.
I will appeal to the public, and as much as we want you to be bold enough, to request for the levels, we also entreat you to report it to the authorities who have the skill, who have the mandate to do the right investigations before we conclude. Because if it had been any other brand, I'm sure the brand would have spoiled the brand.
In more business news tonight, in the quest to achieve a transformative journey towards an enhanced customer experience, GCB Bank PLC has launched the customer experience campaign dubbed Go Beyond. There is more in this report.
As part of its customers' experience campaign, GCB Bank PLC hosted a dynamic workshop designed to empower customers in the micro and small enterprises MSE segment of its retail banking division. The event commenced with a health screening session, followed by a training program that addressed various facets of business management, finance and technology by KPMG. The executive head of retail at GCB Bank, Mr. Sena Kamagate, highlighted some bottlenecks within the MSEs.
The session, this workshop, is to help take our customers through how to keep records, which is very, very important. Also, to take them through how they can work around their tax and then file the relevant taxes. And more importantly, to create the platform for them to network. Because what you have seen here today are various vendors, various sellers. And so it gives a value chain opportunity for people who work in the ecosystem to be able to network.
To demonstrate its steadfast support for customers and Ghana's micro, small, medium enterprises, MSMEs, the GCB's value-added package, VAP, was launched.
What GCB is saying is that for customers who bank with us and actually send in regular deposit through our e-collectors, we are going to sign them on an insurance package. They don't need to pay any premium. Keep an average deposit balance of 50,000 minimum, and then we sign you up. What is in it for you when we sign you up? You get to be indemnified 20,000 Ghana cedis should your wares be destroyed by fire.
So watching News 360, that's it for business. Stay with us. When we return, we'll let you know what's happening in the world of sports.
Hey guys, so I got this app. It's called Ayoba. It's a chat app that helps me with beauty tips and cooking tips. A super app that feeds me music and the latest sports content. I even use it for my studies. And the good news is I don't need to use my data bundle because I'm on MTN. Charlie, the app just did be.
Ayoba, the all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, pay and listen. Use Ayoba at no data cost on MTN. Download Ayoba now.
Missy 200 Ghana Kuja su sister. Buy you in 5 cedis. And 40 Ghana. Hey, take one container your 40 to 50 pesos. And not 20 Ghana. And at dancing, or look at 30 Ghana. Aday, on my bay money away.
Oh, was our casa, Michel Dean. Sha, Docura me 20 Ghana. Ah, me pay for me 15 Ghana cedi a day. On my bay near woman, ya call ya not yes, by.
Share, and yet Diane Bonkuan Kosuru. John Dramani Mahama time. Smith 1 bag. Near 24 Ghana cedis. Min Konto Smith 1 bagger. Yes, say a 108 cedis. I don't know what you're better saying. It is the same, say, who sit down here? Say, and I'll be say, John Dramani Mahama Gia. Yabewo,
Yana Bibian from Wakombe Queen,
or come in the end Queen. You better fire 100 pa. No people are buying. What dear more Ankasa,
media minimum how. Na media, measure my system, number 12.
And yes, sanity, dear. A year Kufu had any bow near. Nyamia Domine said December 7. Trua. You be true, Master said you to buy.
You be true, Ankasa.
She was sitting no to Abapa. A din Sakraya Papa Beba wa Brabum. To Abama John Mahamani NDC.
Be alive.
Please, Master, I have told you to use Koja quality oral care products like the Koja Charcoal toothpaste for strong teeth. Give me the meat.
Sis, that guy. Ajay, my teeth.
Sis, haven't you heard of Kojak P and F toothpaste and their mouthwash? Right after here, get one for yourself. It helps fight sensitive teeth just like you're experiencing. Hey, sis.
Yes. Do not joke with your teeth because it may worry you in the future. Over the past 30 years that we introduced Procode onto the market, that has no competitor. We have again introduced Kojak Oral Care onto the market with the same high quality standard like Kojak Charcoal Toothpaste that makes your teeth whiter and stronger. Kojak Regular Fluoride Toothpaste that makes your teeth stronger, fights against toothache, and lathers well, leaving your mouth with an improved fresh taste and breath. If you have a sensitive teeth when you take something cold or hot, yours is to go for Kojak P and Kojak F together with the mouthwash. Go for Kojak Oral Care products because Kojak D be quality keke.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Orik Wampofo. We start off with the Black Stars and with the team on the brink of failing to qualify for the 2025 AFCON. General Manager for MG Sports, Michael Etieje, and sports journalist Sichofe Etrim believes that the problems go beyond just the Black Stars.
Everybody needs to prioritize the interests of the country with our junior teams. With the under-17s, with the under-20s, with the under-23s. It's not happening. And when it's not happening that way, your players lose the desire. They lose what it knows like to win. They don't know each other. They don't have the intrinsic knowledge of knowing where to play the ball, where they find their colleagues. There is really no thread running through the development of our players. And if we keep going at it, so whilst we've had great rebuilding periods, there are rebuilding periods that have been aided by good factors, good triumphs at the youth level. And that's why the GFA must be concerned. And that's why everybody on the executive committee of Ghana Football, those who run Ghana Football, those who own the clubs and the rest, must begin to put the interests of the country at heart first. Because Ghana Football needs to become more about the country's football thriving, needs to get back to the 2010s when we were going to tournaments and enjoying. It wasn't as if everything was rosy then. At the moment, it's become pretty bad, and that's not good enough.
The Black Stars result we saw against Sudan is not only a Black Star problem, it is a Ghana football problem. There's a reason why our under-17s have not done well, under-20s are not doing well, and women's football hasn't necessarily been great. The league is not doing well. So we can't isolate the Black Stars and think that the Black Stars will enjoy success when all the other things that need to come together to feed the Black Stars isn't working as well. So in a serious football nation, the league would find a way of feeding the juvenile teams. The juvenile teams will feed the national team, and then the national team will bring about success. But the league is not working, the juvenile teams are not working, and the Black Stars are suffering. And for me, the key thing that we need to do is to pick the right players when we are ready for youth competitions.
Well, let's do some more stories here, where in less than 24 hours, Ghana's under-20 team, the Black Satellites, will compete in the WAFU Zone B under-20 tournament in Group A, alongside host Togo, Benin, and Niger, hoping to secure qualification for the AFCON. But it is their first time that they'll be playing since they won it in 2021. Remember that they played in that final preparatory game that they suffered a humbling 5-0 defeat against Germany, putting their credentials in doubt. But former Black Satellites coach Karim Zito believes that the result will only push the young squad to do more.
It will rather energize them that if they are champions here, they are also champions somewhere. I think they use this one to run up their preparation, which is very good, before going to what do you call it. So now, the coach, I don't think he looked at the results per se, but he looks at what they will do or the way they will react to his instructions on the field of play. So to me, I see it's a good exercise for them to become tough and tougher when we go there to excel.
Well, before we go, the 2024-2025 season of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League has been launched here in Accra to kickstart a new era of elevating women's football in the country. For the third time, Malta Guinness is partnering the Ghana Football Association to promote inclusivity in the football sector.
Launched in 2012 as the National Women's League, it is a top division league for women's soccer in Ghana. The 2024-2025 Women's Premier League season, sponsored by Malta Guinness, is scheduled to begin on October 18 across the northern and southern zones.
We made great strides. We as Malta Guinness or Guinness Ghana are very proud of what we've been able to achieve together with the media and then the GFA in 3 years. Have all issues been solved in the Women's League? No. But we know that year on year there is improvement. And for us, that is what we want to see.
According to the women's representative for the Ghana Football Association's Executive Council, Dr. Giftio Mensah, to shape attitudes towards the Women's Premier League, some key initiatives have been introduced to whip up the interest of the younger generation, especially girls, to participate actively in women's football.
We've launched what we call the Women Football Championship that is going around now from the women's desk, and it's something that is really going on. And the Girl for Football, which we collaborated with GS, also launched. So these are things we are doing to make the woman in the house, the woman on the street, the woman in the market know that football is something that had come to stay with us, and that women can do good football.
To celebrate outstanding performances, special cash awards have been introduced for the best player in both the southern and northern divisions, as well as the best coach of the 2024-2025 season.
Well, that's how we wrap up the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Ore Kwampofo. Up next on the bulletin is entertainment.
Fellow countrymen and women, the desperate NPP, realizing that they are losing the 2024 elections, has once again resorted to lies to smear the nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The NPP's claim that Mahama was against free SHS and will cancel it when elected is nothing but a barefaced lie calculated to deceive you. John Mahama started the implementation of the progressively free SHS program in 2015 with day students and had a clear plan to expand the program to cover borders, hence cannot be said to be against free SHS. What he has been against is the poor implementation of the program. Contrary to the lies of the NPP, the next NDC Mahama government will improve the implementation of the free SHS program to make it better. We will do this by scrapping the double-track system, provide a dedicated source of funding for the program, include private SHS, improve the feeding of our children, and enhance the quality of learning outcomes. Listen to the truth from the horse's own mouth.
Free senior high school education has come to stay. If anybody tells you that I, John Dramani Mahama, son of E.A. Mahama, will abolish free SHS when I come, tell the person he's a bloody liar. What I'm against is the poor implementation of the free SHS, which is creating great inconvenience for the parents, for the students, and for the teachers. And one of the things we'll do when we come back into office, and I know inshallah we're coming back into office, is to complete the 200 community day schools that we began, so that we can bring a quick end to the double-track system.
Beware of the NPP's lies. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
There is a business in every woman. And then she works, juggling all that matters to her in seeming effortlessness. one thing is for sure. There is a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Accelerate your growth with finance and investment initiatives. Extend your reach with a free business website, access to digital and physical marketplace. Be empowered through exclusive networking and thought leadership platforms. Enjoy bonus reward with our Red Loyalty and lots more. To benefit from this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Before we do entertainment news, one soldier has died and 5 others seriously injured in a ghastly accident in Binduri in the Upper East region. The soldiers were returning to base after providing escort for a government official when their truck reportedly skidded off the road in Bazua and somersaulted. Stay tuned on TV3 as we bring you more of this developing story in our subsequent bulletins. Coming up, entertainment news.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil, powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, good evening and welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party and the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, is currently engaging with members of the creative arts, tourism and culture space. Now, in the evening encounter with the arts and tourism fraternity is happening at the Alisa Hotel's Ridge Arena in Accra. Free Entertainment gathers the purpose of the event organized by Dr. Bawumia's team is to understand the challenges of the industry players and share his vision for promoting the growth of the sectors. It presents a platform for stakeholders to interact, discuss pertinent issues affecting their sectors, and explore potential policies to boost the creative economy. Stay tuned. We will certainly bring you updates in our subsequent bulletins. Now to some more stories. Ghanaian rap icon Edem, born Denning Edem Hoto, dazzled the crowd at this year's tidal rave with a stunning performance that got fans yelling for more. Now, Edem, a standout performer, pulled up on stage, mesmerizing the ecstatic crowd of music enthusiasts with a performance of his banger, Muntashi. The music star appeared on the tidal rave stage with fired-up talent like 2024 mentor winner Vaino Ayoni, Streetwise Shakur, and a host of other promising talent he featured on his street anthem, Muntashi. Now, Edem donned a white T-shirt that had favorite actress Nana McBrown's face printed on the front to celebrate her. Meanwhile, the VRMG boss is expected to drop the highly anticipated song Muntashi this weekend. And then finally, U.S. rapper Kendrick Lamar stole the show at the 2024 BET Hip Hop Awards, taking home 8 prizes, including Song of the Year and Artist of the Year. The Not Like Us artist was nominated for a total of 11 awards. Hosted by Fat Joe for the 3rd year in a row, the ceremony in Las Vegas actually took place last week but was broadcasted on Tuesday night. Other notable winners included Nicki Minaj with Hip Hop Album of the Year, Sexy Red with Breakthrough Hip Hop Artist, and Missy Elliott as Best Live Performer. Well, that'll be it for the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko.
Thank you so much, Noella. Coming up, international news.
A fuel tanker exploded overnight in northern Nigeria, killing at least 147 people who rushed to the scene of the accident to collect leaking petrol, officials say. The fire engulfed the overturned vehicle, which had been cordoned off by officers after it crashed. About 100 other people injured in the explosion have been taken to the hospital in the nearby town of Ringim in the Jigawa state. Many of them are in a critical condition. Officers had warned people not to approach the tanker after the accident late on Tuesday night, but they were unable to contain the growing crowd.
And that's it for our package this evening. Thank you for watching. I am Martin Esiedudate.
And I am Portia Gabodu. Join Alfredo Cancer at 10 p.m. for Ghana Tonight. Good evening.
Live in a community where your neighbors become